Welcome to G.N.A Podcast, Games, Nerds, and Alcohol, where we get teeth ripped out of our face and then are suffering by not being able to drink on podcast night, and we're really upset about it. Yeah. Joining us tonight, we got some people who are hopefully drinking or smoking or both. First one, yeah, D. How you feeling, guy?
Feeling all right, man. Obviously better than you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's roadkill that feel better than me.
But I'm drinking some, trying to stay healthy, so I got to get up in the morning and everything else, going to go see the parents. So I'm doing it light. I'm just drinking Screwdriver. I'm drinking some Smirnoff vodka with orange juice.
Oh, nice. I love vodka, man. I wish I could drink some vodka right now. And we got Article joining us tonight. Article, how's Sea of Thieves going?
Pretty poorly. One man trying to pilot a giant ship is not easy.
You doing anything tonight, or are you staying clean?
I've been smoking a little bit.
Well, tell us, anything special, or is it just some generic off the street weed?
No, it's actually still the same batch as last time. So good old New York City Diesel, which is a pretty good sativa.
Okay, so you keep saying sativa. So are there different kinds other than sativas?
Yeah, there's indica, sativa, and CBD. CBD is more like the I don't know, the Tylenol version, where it's like people smoke CBD to treat pain, chronic issues kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't really get you high, so that's probably. I mean, it does, but it's not like anything severe. It's like real mellow. Indica is Indicouch. That's what they refer to it as. Just really heavy. Will kind of just make you fall asleep. And then sativa is just kind of more of a, like you're high, but you're energetic. Or not necessarily. It doesn't energize you. It doesn't really affect your energy.
Doesn't make you lethargic.
Yeah, it doesn't affect your energy level, really.
Nice.
So that's my preference for kind of early, and then maybe more towards night. It'll be like indica, like a nightcap kind of thing.
Nice. What about you, Zyber? How you feeling, man?
Well, it's been an interesting week. So, yeah. I guess I'm all right.
All right.
I died yesterday, but it's all good.
Yeah, you did die yesterday. And we see that you've got a good zombie motif going on. I like it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I'm dead.
What happened?
He passed out or died in chat yesterday, and yeah, we're pretty sure he died.
Yeah, I'm just confirming I died yesterday.
Nice. Well, what are you drinking?
Well, I am drinking something new. It is Sloop Brewing Company, Juice Bomb Northeastern IPA. It is actually a very juicy IPA coming out of New York State. Yeah, it's delicious. It's very orange flavor and citrusy, and you get that like very back end earthy hoppy kick to the palate. It's nice. It's very pleasant. It's definitely something I could drink all damn day. Yes, sir, indeed. It's coming out of Hopewell Junction, New York.
Nice. Well, as I say, I thought you were going to follow that up with Hopewell, Virginia, and I was going to say, there's nothing really good that comes out of Hopewell, Virginia. I mean, maybe a G.N.A listener or two, but that's about it. Well, I myself, I am partaking in this nice, this vintage Diet Canada Dry ginger ale. It's 100% natural flavors and caffeine free and made from real ginger.
Okay,
Yep.
I gotta say, don't you know alcohol will sterilize wounds? Come on now, you can be drinking.
Yeah.
Especially if it's 100 proof.
Yeah, so I was told explicitly, do not drink until the actual weekend. And I even tried to negotiate, like, hey, Friday's the weekend, right? And they're like, no, the actual weekend being Saturday. And I went, but, alcohol's really good at cleaning out wounds. And they said, yes, but alcohol is also good at breaking up clots. And if you break up
the blood.
If you break up a clot that's in your mouth, you know what you get?
Jelly clots.
Dry socket.
Or dry socket. I've had jelly clots. They're fucking disgusting.
Or bleeding.
Massive bleeding. Yeah, it's disgusting.
The only thing that I've had that's more painful than dry socket? Well, two things.
A dick in the ass?
Kick to the balls?
No. I've been kicked to the balls, and that does not hurt nearly as much as dry socket. Two things that I've had that are worse than dry socket: blowing my hands off with gunpowder and a kidney stone. Those are the only two things.
I've had dry socket. I've had kidney stones. I had multiple dry socket when they did the trenching for my dental reconstruction.
Yeah.
But here, have you ever had stones so bad that they surgically removed a necrotic gallbladder?
Well, that's a gallstone. That's not a kidney stone.
Well, I've had those too.
Yeah. So I am avoiding dry socket with every fiber of my being. In fact,
Jesus Christ, live dangerously for once.
Question. Once it hits midnight, it's technically Saturday the weekend, or is he no on that too?
Oh, no. I said, hey, so like we're talking Saturday, not like Saturday at 2 p.m. Like, no, Saturday. I said, okay, I can do that. So yeah, right after we're done with the show, I have planned to drink as soon as midnight hits.
Oh, nice. That'll make you feel better.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyways, enough about my woes. There's nothing really comedic about it unless, you find it funny. Somebody, like, looking like a boxer just lost to Mike Tyson. That's actually kind of funny now that I'm thinking about it.
No, I think it is more like a regular dude losing to Mike Tyson.
Yeah. It's not even a boxer. Like, this isn't Ipo going up against the champ. This is like Joe Schmo on the street, telling me like
it's like Fry from Futurama versus Tyson.
Yeah. I'm all messed up.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Fry from Futurama would probably win that fight with Mike Tyson.
If Mike Tyson was dead.
Because he's got Professor Farnsworth.
God, that just reminds me. Every time I think of of that show, I always think of the Xbox game for it and Dr. Farnsworth.
Yeah, the intro.
Yeah, what's this? It's the Reanimator. Oh, man, did you just build this for me? No, I built it about a week ago. I've been trying to kill you to test it ever since. God, I love that freaking intro. God, I laughed so hard. Anyway, so we are getting to our next segment, which is State of Games. State of Games, if you don't know what it is, it's where we talk about what we've played for the week, or we just pontificate about how we feel games are in its current state today. Let's go down that order. D, what's your State of Games there, guy?
Well, of course, the boring part is I'm still playing, the Shining Resonance Refrain on the Switch. I've been cracking into, on my modded GBA, I've been cracking into Final Fantasy IV again.
Great game.
But more excitedly, I went retro. I found another collectible Sega Saturn game. It's a beat 'em up called Three Dirty Dwarves, and I've been playing that. It's pretty amusing.
What's it about? Is it like the Three Vikings game?
Not quite. Rather than puzzles, you basically switch between the three dwarves that you have. So you play as one you can keep swapping out. And one has like a shotgun that just shoots people in the face. One has a baseball bat that can either hit a baseball at somebody or just whack them with a bat. And there's a guy that just throws bombs like bowling balls. So it's pretty much like a weird-ass Streets of Rage type deal. It's just a beat-em-up, man.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been a puzzle match, but that sounds cool.
No, it's just a beat-em-up. It's just a straight beat-em-up. It's actually a lot of fun.
Dude, did you ever play
hard though?
Did you ever play the beat 'em up game Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Yes,
that's a good one.
I love that. That game was so well done.
You know what? I would have to say Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is definitely better than this game, but this is old. This is really old school. So.
Oh no, I'm not saying good.
I played that tripping balls.
Oh god, that must have been amazing.
That sounds almost like a bad idea, but it sounds like fun.
No, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Dude, you're wrecking people and just coins are just puking out of them?
Yeah, it's most of the time I honestly didn't really do much except for just stand there and watch. But because it was just fascinating to see all that shit go down. And then if I was playing with like several other people, if you all do like the same combo at the same time, if you start doing this ultra like super move where the whole screen turns into a stage and you're playing like a song, and it just like beats the shit out of all the enemies on screen.
Oh, leave me like Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Right. There's this like giant abominable snowman that comes and like starts chomping on the screen and shit. It's fucking bizarre, but it's hilarious.
Now, I don't actually remember that in the game whatsoever. So how much of that was the game and how much of that was you tripping balls?
I can't honestly say. No. I'm pretty sure it's part of the game. But if not, that's cool too.
But the last thing I was playing is I've been playing with the wife and kids as a family. We've been playing the Bomberman on Sega Saturn, which is fantastic.
Yes. Always a classic.
It is, and that's my state of games. Been just chilling out. Oh, and one more thing is I'm really excited. I know I complain that, a lot of times, especially like Nintendo and a lot of groups just keep remaking old games instead of doing something new. They just keep rehashing and remaking old ones.
Oh, yeah. I already know what you're going to talk about.
Yes, you do. They're freaking making the Zelda game from the original Game Boy, Link's Awakening. They're going to completely revamp the graphics and remake it for the Switch. Yep. That one is like, hell yeah.
Yeah, now I got to admit, at first when I saw that article that you posted, I almost thought I was about to stutter. When I first saw it, I actually thought that when I read it at first, I thought it was A Link to the Past that they were remaking. I didn't read the full title.
Yeah, because they've done that to death, yeah.
And I was really upset because I'm like, man, you can't remake that game. That game is already, it's perfect. It's exactly what it needs to be. It's retro. It feels good. It plays good. It was, for majority glitch free. It was just, you don't need to redo it. And then I reread it and I'm like, oh, Link's Awakening. This is when you fell asleep for that weird windfish and you were dreaming the whole game. I know this game. Yeah. I like this game.
And since it was on the original Game Boy, and then they remade it, updated it for Game Boy Color, which back then was not backlit and everything else. This is perfect. This is one game I say, you know what? This deserves a remake.
Yes.
So I'm pretty happy about that.
It deserves to have some depth put to it.
Yeah.
Because that's one of my favorite Zelda games, honestly.
Same here. It's phenomenal.
Ooh.
Finding all the fucking seashells. Yeah, I don't think it's the greatest, obviously, but it is. It's memorable. That one's remarkable.
Oh, totally memorable. Well, what about you, Article? What's your state of games there, man?
I'm right in the same boat there with the Link's Awakening remake. I think that's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. I told you earlier, I think I might buy a Switch just to play it. Other than that, I haven't really been playing too much. Played a couple rounds of Apex Legends earlier.
Man, bro, if you do pick up a Switch, I will send you a copy of Breath of the Wild.
I won't play
it. What?
You can send it to me.
Oh wait, that's the. Never mind. I will play that.
That's a phenomenal Zelda game.
Never mind. I got that confused. What was the other game? There's like an RPG series. Oh, Breath of Fire. That's what I was thinking.
No. Breath of the Wild. Zelda Breath of the Wild is phenomenal.
Yeah, I played a little bit. I played a couple hours of it. Buddy of mine has it. And yeah, it's interesting. It's hard, that's for sure. I like the open worldness of it. And I really like the art design. I really like just everything looks really, really good.
I'm okay with breaking weapons, like wearing weapons and armor out, but I just wish they lasted a little longer. I think they break too quickly is my one gripe with that one.
Yeah, there are some classic components of Zelda games where it's like, I don't know if that game has all of them, but like, does it have like the Master Sword? And it's got to, right?
Yeah, but I think you can break that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't be something you break. Like that kind of magic doesn't need to be removed from the Zelda game, in my opinion. But I appreciate they're trying something new, with it. That's pretty cool. All the videos, I've not made it very far in that game myself, obviously, but the videos of like the Ganon fight, it looks pretty legit. Like, it's always kind of how I would imagine that going down.
Bernard, anything else, or?
Not really. Just really have too much time to play this week. But Oh yeah, Crackdown 3 came out, so I guess I'm a little disappointed. I haven't played it yet, but the reviews have not been kind. So, pretty sure that sucks.
Well, hold on, hope. It might just be.
It might just be the kind of game I'm looking for too, though, because I do just kind of want like some mindless beat 'em up, just to have fun with. And it's got a co-op feature as well. You can like play with a friend through the campaign or whatever. And I'm kind of like that. That might be kind of fun. So,
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of co-op play.
Same.
Like that. That's my jam. I've always loved games that incorporate co-op play and they do it well.
Yeah, agreed.
What about you, Zyber? What's your state of games there, guy?
Not much this week. The only thing that I did all week was Terraria. I'm trying to get the max out for the achievements on it. Only thing left to do are all the fishing quest stuff, so I've been trying to get that done. That's about it.
Very cool. Well, my state of games, actually, I'm going to start at the beginning of the weekend. Daymok, I convinced Daymok to purchase Sea of Thieves, and I really wasn't trying to convince him. I was just saying, or not Sea of Thieves, No Man's Sky. I really wasn't trying to convince him. I haven't hit it. I've been a big fan of No Man's Sky since its release. Yeah, I mean, I agree with what everybody was saying. It was lacking content. I don't quite agree with them, crucifying them for all the things that they wanted to put in the game and weren't in the game. But, that's difference of opinion. Everybody has their opinion. I've always been a big fan of it. So Daymok finally broke down. It was on sale for $30, and he picked it up. And I got to say, the only thing that was, like, after he got done playing it, I'm like, well, hey, what'd you think? The only real thing that he had to complain about was the inventory management system. But he still hasn't upgraded his suit nor gotten a new ship, so he's got the smallest inventory you can possibly get in the game. So I kind of went, hey, you know what? If that's your biggest gripe on the game, I'm cool with that. That still means it's a pretty damn good game. It's come a long way. So I was playing a lot of that. Actually, I lost my entire weekend last week to that, just playing No Man's Sky. In fact, I started a brand new game to play because I had been playing on my PS4, and I actually was advanced quite far. So when Next came out, I didn't get all the tutorial crap to get some of the stuff, so I was just randomly unlocking it. I didn't really know how I was doing it. Now that I went back and I've actually played through the game, and it's actually got a quest system, I've started realizing how you unlock that stuff. I'm like, oh, geez, that would have been really helpful on the PS4 side if I had done any of that. I've been playing a bunch of Apex Legends. I mean, I'm enjoying that game, but that game is super frustrating. I love the way the game feels. The controls on it feel nice. They feel solid. Very fluid motions. You can climb. I like the revive system, but my God, I am just such trash at that game. I'll go up against somebody and it looks like they got the identical weapon as me. I'm laying round after round into them and I drop. It's like, holy crap. But I'm not giving up on it. It's probably got to be it's probably my favorite Battle Royale game that is on the market right now. What do you got, Zyber?
To me, Apex feels like it's unfair pairing. When you match up in a group, I seriously think it's very unfair.
Well, I mean, matchmaking is matchmaking. I mean, I'm really more focused. I don't really care about the matchmaking all that much. If I'm gonna play, I'm gonna try to play with friends. If I can't play with friends, then I'm not playing for. I guess I'm not playing to win at that point in time. I'm just playing to practice at that point in time. So but I understand what you're saying. The matchmaking is kind of it's hit or miss. But the thing that I really dig about it is that the communication level that they have in it, the way they make it very easy for you to communicate with others without having to vocally talk to them.
It's super nice.
Yeah, I was saying is when we were playing, man, it was like, oh yeah, none of us have got kills yet. Oh, you got one. Champion. What the fuck? This guy's gonna shred us.
Well, yeah, so what I found is that, it's kind of it's really hit or miss because Article and I, we dropped into an area with a bunch of other people, and it should have been a meat grinder, and us newbies should have been just torn apart. And we really lasted quite some time, much longer than I thought we were going to. And that's when I got super frustrated, because I'm plugging round after round into this guy, getting nowhere, and run around the corner, shotgun this one person, doesn't do dick to him. I'm like, all right, well, that works. So yeah, I'm not giving up on the game. You know, I'm putting it at my lack of skill in it to say that I'm not doing well. But man, there's a huge skill gap in it. I almost attribute it to like, or parallel it with Trials of Osiris from Destiny.
See, we talked about this before. There should be a short bus and like a smaller map for those of us that suck.
Yeah, there should be. You know, just be like. Hey.
But I think part of it also is that they need work on their matchmaking too.
Yeah, that could probably help.
It's not a terrible thing. It's just a minor glitch. But even though I get pretty chewed up, I still have fun with that. I think it is a pretty good game overall.
It is essentially like survival of the fittest. You know, it doesn't give a shit. It doesn't discriminate. It's like, yeah, you're with somebody that's probably going to murder everybody.
And you know what? But also, I got it for free. I can't complain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
free.
Also true.
Like the price point on this is amazing.
You can't get much better.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what kind of data it's mining from me in the process, but...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had... it was really weird. My phone all of a sudden started barking at me saying, you know, hey, here's this big black dildo. And I'm like, I haven't looked at big black dildos at all. But then I realized that I was saying big black dildo into Apex Legends, so I'm figuring it was listening to me. Don't ask how I was working that into Apex Legends. It's a really weird conversation.
Sounds it.
What else have I... Oh, actually, there's one other game I've been playing, which I really, really dig. It's called Frostpunk. It's a building or a city simulation game where the world has had a massive frost to it, and you're creating a society in like this crater. And you've got a huge generator right in the middle, and you mine coal. You put coal in the generator, you turn it on, and it warms up around the generator so people aren't so cold. It's actually, you know, it's a very simple mechanic, and there's discontent and hope, and if your hope runs out, then, you know, the game's over. If everybody dies, the game's over. If there's a whole lot of things that make the game over. But it's a very, very interesting mechanic, and it's a new twist on, you know, city building, and it gives that kind of steampunk feel to it as well, which makes it pretty cool. I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot. I've gone through once already and murdered all my people accidentally. Now I'm trying it again with, you know, less murderous intent. But yeah, that's my state of games. So we actually have a topic, ironically. Have no clue if we'll stay on it or not. But D, you would come up with this topic, and I thought it was a really great idea, especially talking about retro and whatnot.
Yeah, and it fits in with even current too, because even current games in you know, everything in between have used different styles. It was different types of animation we've liked in games, just discussing the animation of games in general.
Yeah, so the first thing I thought about when you said that was the overuse of cell shading way back in the day.
Yeah, when it first kicked off, absolutely. But one of the games I thought they did pretty well on was Zelda Wind Waker, actually.
You know, I was thinking of Borderlands with cell shading.
That too.
The first one that came to mind of like, they did it well. They made it feel good while still feeling kind of that retro-y.
Yeah, did you know that Jet Grind Radio used it as well?
I don't remember.
Jet Set Radio.
Or Jet Set Radio, I'm sorry, that's what I...
Those games are pretty dumb, though.
What do you got, Zyber?
Like the Jet Set games, I don't know.
What was it? Shit, I just lost the cloud games there.
Actraiser?
No, cloud something. I can't remember the fucking name of them right now. I've drank too much and I'm starting to get very pickled. Oh my god. It's just there too. Fuck.
Cloud games.
1 second.
Is he going to piss or throw up?
I think he's looking it up.
We betting?
Cloud game?
Dark Cloud.
Oh, Dark Cloud.
Oh, yeah. On the PS2, those are fantastic.
They had a lot of border shading and cell overlay that was like a little ridiculous, but they're such fun games.
So, like, another thing that I was thinking of when we were talking about animation was the use of, like, full motion video, but way back in the day. Like, you remember
Mortal Kombat?
Like Mortal Kombat, where the sprites were literally, you know, they were pictures of people that they just spread it out. But I was actually thinking of specifically, you guys remember the game Seventh Guest?
Yes.
Yes. They use not CGI, but they use video for the cutscenes.
Yeah, it was actually like full motion video, but they had to use this weird compression algorithm because they had to fit it all on a CD, and they had there were no good codecs at the time. So they literally had to build their own codec, which it replaced, I think, every other pixel. But then it was like every other pixel, and then you'd get like 4 pixels straight, and then it'd skip a pixel. So it literally eliminated pixels from the video so that they could have the video to play, just so that they can compress it down so it would fit on 2 discs.
Yeah, like like red, green, white, and brown.
Yeah, it was something weird like that. But I just remember games using it like that. You remember what other game? It was a Sega CD. Oh crap!
Oh, they used like cartoon animation in their cutscenes.
No. There was a game that they used.
Sewer Shark.
Sewer Shark. Thank you, Sewer Shark.
Yes.
I'm like it's like you're going through some tunnels. Yeah, Sewer Shark. They used full motion video on that. And there was another game that used full motion video. Like
there was a sci-fi, like a space one they did too.
Night Trap.
Night Trap.
Yes.
Yes.
Night Trap is another one. Yep.
How the hell do you actually play that game?
Oh.
Like, has anybody actually played that game and know how to play it?
Negative.
Ghost Rider.
I haven't played any of the games you've just listed.
Well, like Sewer Shark, Zyber had at his house when they rented a Sega CD and a bunch of games for like a birthday party. I remember that.
No. I had the Sega CD. I got it for my birthday. We went and rented games.
That was it. You haven't played Seventh Guest?
I don't think I've ever personally played it, but I've watched others. You know.
Yeah, it's such a fun game, man. It's a great puzzle game, and I like that the Seventh Guest used kind of the Myst, old Myst style technique. So
yeah, Myst, Raven, and all that.
Yeah, so everything was
click,
pre-rendered, and then when you clicked on something, it gave you like a little video that you moved up to it. But everything was pretty much just pre-rendered backgrounds, and it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. The puzzles in it though were really, really well done. And they finally have a release date for the 13th doll.
Nice.
So I'm
Very cool.
I'm getting excited for that.
Did you get on the GoFundMe pre-order?
Oh yeah. I got the big, I just sold a kidney to get this edition game.
Nice. Some other styles of animation I really liked is claymation, using claymation in video games.
Oh, you mean like Clay Fighter?
Like the Clay Fighter, yeah.
Clay Fighter was one, and one that's a little bit more recent that my daughter really likes is on the Wii U, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. That was a fantastic way they did that.
What about that yarn game?
Yoshi's Epic Yarn?
Unravel?
Yeah, Unravel, not the Yoshi's one. That wasn't really like claymate. It was a weird art style.
Yeah.
So I like the artistic direction of games like that.
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
Kind of like off the wall kind of ideas like that.
Dude, that game was hella sad. Oh my god.
Unravel?
One?
Yeah, Unravel.
I haven't finished it yet.
And those fuckers had to go and make a second one? Jesus Christ.
I have not played the second one.
Well, I'm avoiding that like the plague because I couldn't make it through Only in the Blind Forest.
Yeah, dude,
which is getting a sequel.
In the first Unravel, you start off as like this thing of memories, and then they start fading away. And like this person, I think it's like a grandparent or something, starts forgetting their family, and the Unravel character, you have to go through and collect these memories so that they hold on to their loved ones. It's fucking sad as hell.
Oh, shit.
Thanks, Mr. Spoiler.
It's not a spoiler.
I guess not, because that is kind of how it starts. I just didn't really think about it much in the earlier stages of the game. But you're right. Now that I think about it, it's basically Alzheimer's the game.
Exactly.
That's pretty. I will say that's a pretty legit idea to put into that kind of medium, though. That's fucking cool.
It's like Memento the game.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like when you get into other games that go for amazingly animated views with, say, a mental illness twitch or twinge or whatever you want to fucking call it, like Hellblade. I mean, it's beautifully animated. And then it's like, oh, fuck, this is like someone falling into madness because they lose their loved one.
Yeah, Hellblade was that was a hyper-realistic game. Like, there were scenes in that where I paused it and I just had to stop and just look at it like, this is amazing.
Yeah, in 4K, VR, either or. Oh my god, it's insane.
Yeah, that game is just... That game, the animation on that, I would put at hyper-realistic in spots, because there's some scenes where she's talking, or like she's getting taken over by the curse or whatever the hell that is, that disease.
The darkness within her.
Oh man, that was just wild.
But pretty soon we're going to get a really, really realistic looking game. And that's going to combine CGI and live action. I don't know if anybody's started following the Square Enix's upcoming The Quiet Man.
No. Tell me about it.
Yeah, don't be quiet, man.
It's a dark mystery thriller game. And basically, it's combining, like the narrative scenes and the CGI animation. It takes place in the span of a single night and can be completed in one sitting. It's story driven, and it's let's see, what you play as a deaf protagonist, Dane, as he's fighting his way to discover the motives behind a kidnapping of a songstress from a masked dude. So you're kind of trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm interested to see in how they deal with him being deaf.
Oh man, that reminds me of
Wait, hold on, I only heard half of that. Can you say that again?
You dickhead.
Just every other word.
So that reminds
every
me...
other word or every other syllable?
Dealer's choice. I might get the rest.
So
dealer's choice.
That game reminds me of a game called, I think it's called Perception. It's where you're playing...
Yeah, you've talked about that before. That was neat.
Yeah, you're playing the game as a blind woman, which is unique in itself. So, sound waves are bouncing off. It's kind of like you're playing Daredevil from his perspective. But it's a suspense game, and it was really wild. I don't know whether that counts as animation or not, but that's an interesting take on a game.
But I mean, it does, because doesn't it, as you play the game, stuff starts to clear up a little, like you can see a little bit?
I haven't actually played the entirety of it, so I can't tell you.
Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting take on a game, for sure. I mean, I'd count that in just because even the lack thereof, a creative lack thereof use is still pretty cool.
What other type of animations? I mean, we got the very, very classic sprite animation that we've seen, in Nintendo and Super Nintendo era and Genesis.
Oh, yeah. And when we've talked about the pixel art, to death, which we all agree we pretty much like. One of the ones I thought did really good on the cell shading, like exceptionally well, was Okami. When they did Okami.
Oh, yeah. That was actually a really
that... Because overdoing cell shading can really suck in a game, but they did a beautiful job in that.
Unless you're going with the Wii version of Okami, and it's a bastardization, and it should have never been done.
No, I'm talking about the original.
Right. The original was great. Absolutely fabulous. Loved the game. And I love that they redid it in HD. Just revitalizing all the colors and shades and all that other lovely bits and pieces. It's just, oh my god, I am so upset still with the Wii U or the Wii release of Okami. Yeah, it was bad. It was horribly bad because the nunchuck and Wiimote whatever just didn't sync up properly. with the movements.
Yeah. I didn't really get into the Wii version. I got it in the PS2 version, but...
All right, so here's a question on cell shading. We've already said Okami for Wii. What's a cell shaded game that just really was bad? Like the animation of cell shading just totally ruined it. There's a tough one.
That is. I gotta think about that for a minute.
Yeah, especially if that's specific. It's like, I don't think that cell shading alone can ruin a game, but it might not add anything to it. Oh, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I just brain blitzed on that, too. That was a bad question.
I mean, there's probably got to be like at least one example of it out there, but maybe none of us have played that kind of game.
Yeah, because, I mean, if it looks really shitty, I might not even touch it.
Always good advice.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong there. Oh, man, I just had a... actually, that's what I was thinking of. The animation style of Sea of Thieves. There's a game that I was thinking of. The animation style of Sea of Thieves.
I love the ocean. I don't really like the land bits as much.
You know, I dig the way the ships look and how they built the ships and how the ships are animated and how they work.
Yeah, same.
Even the character models, I dig. I actually like the skeletons a lot.
I could take them or leave them. I'm not that impressed with them.
Oh, the different styles of skeletons that they have?
I will say it was pretty cool to discover that they had like metal skeletons and shit. That was the first time I'd ever seen that. You like throw water on them and shit. It's pretty fun. What
do you got, Zyber?
This is a real shitty nugget. Do you remember Shaq Fu?
Oh God. Yeah, that game was just horrible.
You want like, shitty shading and fucking super cheese? Shaq Fu. Or how about Hotel Mario?
Aren't they remaking Shaq Fu? Like, aren't they making a new Shaq Fu?
So.
They are
I
actually.
Hope not.
They're making a new version. Yes, they are.
God.
It's going to be amazing.
Or like, you know, when you get into live action, this just popped in my head. Plumbers Don't Wear Ties for 3DO.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's a horribly dubbed game. You could tell like everything in it was like foreign based. It was like watching old Japanese movies. The lips are moving after the words have stopped, or the words like haven't started yet, but the lips are moving.
I actually just got rid of my 3DO.
And like, it was just horrible.
Oh man, what other animation styles we got out there? And I think we've really touched on a majority of them.
I do like now. I know it's still it's retro and it's more like pixel art, but I really love the graphics. And this is just a particular game in the Illusion of Gaia. I love those graphics.
Okay, yeah, those are 2D sprites.
2D sprites, but I just liked it. The whole artistic feel of that game was great.
Illusion of Gaia did a really good job of kind of like making the atmosphere of the world more appealing than it probably really was, you know?
Yeah.
The art direction of that game is fantastic. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Oh, that was loud. I guess mic mute's not working.
Oh,
it should be. But I guess I suck at life.
But a newer game that kind of combined, like, say, realistic backgrounds with pixel art, kind of, they called it, like, HD 2.5 or whatever. Octopath Traveler did a really neat artistic combining two styles. Right, Zyber?
Yeah, that game was kind of annoying, though.
Yeah, like, I like the update sprite look with the HD backgrounds, but I haven't really played enough of it to really voice a true opinion on it. What I have is something else of style, and that's that the Nori style, where it's done in like grays, blacks, and whites.
Oh, nice, kind of like Limbo.
Yes, kind of like Limbo, or
nice.
even
Overkill for the Wii.
Yeah.
No More Heroes was kind of like that, except for the red of the blood, I think.
Yeah, No More Heroes was that way, or not No More, Overkill was that way as well.
Or even the Silhouette games. Like Limbo and, fuck, I can't remember the other game that's...
There was
like
Journey
Limbo.
was similar to that. Was it Journey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's one where you play as a shadow. Oh my goodness, I am having such a brain freeze. Darn you, vodka. And dumb brain.
God, rub it in. I wish I could have some vodka.
And he said brain freeze. I think he actually probably could lean more towards a brain fart.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that?
What about, how would you guys classify the art style of Five Nights at Freddy's?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I would...
Is the art style, or are you being literal here?
No, the art style.
Well, I mean, it is touch-hole clenching.
I haven't actually played Five Nights at Freddy.
You know, it's an entertaining jump scare of a game. I mean, it relies on jump scares. And even though it's one of those lame ones where you know it's coming. You know something is about to jump out and scare you. You absolutely 100% know it. And it still makes you jump. And you're like, God damn it. Like, it's not like Resident Evil where, you know, the angst builds and then there's nothing there. And then the angst builds and then there's nothing there. And then you're running around a corner and then all of a sudden there's something there and you're like, where the hell did you come from?
Yo, I just want to say the only game that had jump scares in it that actually got me, PT.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh,
Drop
man.
the mic, walks away.
Dude, PT, God, that game was, I mean, it's not even a game, it's a trailer, but
Right.
God, it was so
Playable
well done.
demo.
So friggin' well done.
What is PT?
Oh, dude, after this show, you have got to go watch a YouTube of PT. It's amazing.
I just wish that
Does
that
it stand
game
for
could have
It does. It
come
stands,
into fruition.
it stands for Playable Trailer.
Okay. Is it like a YouTube thing?
It was originally a game that you could download and play on your PS4, and it was free. And it only takes
it got
about
canceled.
15, 20 minutes to get through it. And it's intense. Hideo Kojima was one of the man.
The Silent Hills guy or whatever?
Well, he was Metal Gear.
Right.
Metal Gear Solid. But yes, Silent Hills was the trailer.
That's what I'm saying. He does both, right?
Kojima did, I think, was it the first Silent Hill? I don't think he did all of them, because he's best known for the Metal Gear games.
Yeah, that sounds right, actually.
I don't know, did he have... Now I gotta look.
It doesn't look like it. I'm looking at it right now. It doesn't look like it. Known for the Metal Gear Zone of Enders? Yeah, Zone of
Yeah,
Enders.
I liked on the PS2. I like those games. Those were cool sci-fi like mech games.
Yeah, he pretty much had a hand in every Metal Gear, and then PT back in 2014.
Yes, and PT, oh man.
It just never came out, or?
No, so it got canceled. So PT was in the making, or Silent Hills was in the making. Norman Reese was going to be the lead on it, and it literally PT, hands down, was the first horror game in years that literally had me heart racing, not wanting to go around a corner in a friggin' hallway. And the whole game, you go around one L-shaped hallway. That's it. That's the entire trailer. You go around this hallway, and every single time you go around, weirder shit starts to happen. And it gets weirder.
Oh my god, that just reminded... Have you ever played a game called Breakdown? It was for the original Xbox.
Sounds familiar. Tell me about it.
So there are moments in that game where a kind of similar thing happens. You're running through a office floor in a skyscraper kind of thing. There's a moment where you run into a hallway, and of course it's door after door after door, kind of like an apartment complex or something. And you run through one of the other doors, but then as soon as you open up the door, you just step out, and suddenly you're in the middle of a desert, and you're just what the fuck is going on? And it's just weird, trippy shit like that just keeps happening. And I don't know, it's phenomenal. That game, I love that game. It's like a first-person shooter, but it's a fighting game. Like you use your fists and your legs to do combos or whatever against opponents more than you use guns and stuff, because you actually wind up getting powers that are way more effective at killing things than guns are.
Yeah, PT was from a first person's perspective, and I mean, it literally is one. It's just a single hallway. There's nothing else.
Oh no!
It's a single hallway with 1, 2, 3, 4 doors. One of them's the front door, like you walk by and it's just a front door that you can't open. One of them is a door you come through. One of them is a door to a bathroom, and one of them is a door that you go through to exit the hallway and restart the whole loop. And that's it. That's the entire thing. And so, like, the amazing part about it is that it's so simple. There's nothing to it. However, the thing is terrifying.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, you have to walk a certain distance within the game to trigger the scenario, or pick something up and trigger the scenario. Then you walk through the whole thing, and next thing you know, you're going through the door and you're at where you started.
Right.
Yeah, you got to go check it out.
It was great.
And a guy
it was
redid
absolutely great.
PT,
and every
and
once in a while you
Engine.
hear like a baby crying and like weird noise, and then it just stop, and then like flash, and you see something move out of your peripheral, and you turn around, nothing's there. It was, oh my god, awesome.
Like, if that game came out in VR, it would have prompted me to buy a VR system just so I could play that over top of my toilet.
Not even with brown pants.
No, I would be sitting on the can. Like, I would just be sitting directly on the can, VR headgear on, just letting it happen.
Isn't the like plug pull on that what triggered Kojima to do Death Striding?
Yeah, so Death Stranding was basically so he had all these people together, Norman Reedus being one of them, and it was Del Toro too, wasn't it? Who else was on that?
I think so, yeah.
I think it was Del Toro. So basically, everybody who was going to be doing Silent Hills was when that whole thing got canceled and they split. They've started making Death Stranding, and Death Stranding is, man, it's either going to be incredible or completely confusing or both.
Or a huge disappointment.
I don't.
Which I
Even
hope
watching
not.
it, I don't know how the hell it can be a huge disappointment.
Yeah, I don't see it being a disappointment myself. I think it, if anything, will just be amazingly confusing.
Yeah, I'm putting him way high on this friggin' on a
Pedestal?
yeah, like I'm putting my hopes really, really high for this, but I have yet to be let down by this man. Like, I really like. There's nothing this man's ever done that I've been like, wow, that's been really shitty. Like, how the hell could he have done that? I don't know. So I'm giving it all the benefit of the doubt, especially being this is his first game for his studio as well. So this is going to be his first like game away from
The swan song, yeah.
Well, not his swan song.
Oh, yeah, bad term, wrong
Yeah.
term.
Yeah, hopefully this isn't his last game.
Yeah, right? Fuck
That
you,
was the
B.
wrong
Fuck
term to
you,
pick.
man. Don't even go there.
I mean,
I know where you're going with it. Don't
So
go there.
here-
Nope.
Here's my
I
hope.
am not. I don't want
Here's
to
my
jinx
hope.
it.
I'm hoping that Death Stranding is so good, like it blows everybody's socks off, that Konami goes to Kojima and says, hey, we want to rent you out to do Silent Hills. We want you to make that game now. I know that'll never happen.
You'd think they'd listen. Because people, I mean, that's 5 years ago and people are still talking about the dang thing.
Dude, I will probably be talking about that in another 5 years. Because as I said, dude, like, the latest game that has given me actual genuine scares has been the Resident Evil remake.
Yeah.
Like, that has genuinely given me a scare in a game. I've actually felt like, oh man, I don't want to go down this corridor because something bad's going to happen. They've nailed the atmosphere in that game. Just like they nailed the atmosphere in PT. Like, that's why oh man. But we digress, because I think we're supposed to be talking about animation.
Now, what do you guys think in some games like shooters and stuff like that, like minimalist animation, kind of like the Tempest series, like a newest Tempest, Child of Eden, stuff like that. What do you guys think of like a minimalist type graphics?
I don't know either one of those games you just mentioned.
I think if it works, it works. Child of Eden was interesting.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Plus, I like. It's one of those things like a game doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to look unbelievably amazing for me to be like blown away by it. Like Dead Cells is a great example of one of those games where it's like if you look at the characters independently, they're like 8-bit monstrosities, but everything flows so well in it that it like while you're playing it like looks great, you know. But yeah, like I'm not. Graphics aren't like a huge thing, but in some instances, like I think it does make a pretty big difference. Like now that I say that, I'm thinking like if the water in Sea of Thieves looked like shit, I probably would not play that game at all.
So, have you guys ever played the game called This War of Mine?
I've heard of it. It definitely rings a bell.
So the
Negative.
art style and just the whole ambiance of that game is really, really like depressingly well done. It's very dirty. It's gritty. It's the game.
Mm-hmm.
The game is you are.
I'm looking at pictures right now.
Yeah, you're a group of people that are in a war-torn country, and you're just trying to survive in this war-torn country. So you've got a building that you're trying to clear out, that you're trying to make a stove in. You're going out and scavenging for food. I have never, ever done well in that game. Like every time something happens, like, you know, oh, this person got sick and I can't send them out now. And since I can't send them out, we can't go get food. So now everybody's starved to death. Or, okay, I don't let this person get sick. Somebody knocked on the door and they said they want to trade. So I'm like, all right, I'll trade with you. Ends up being a bastard, steals all my stuff. I have no food and I die. Or I say, hey, screw this. I'm not going to let this guy in. I'm not going to talk with him. Instead, I'm going to tell him to go away. So he comes back with his friends and wrecks my face and we all die. It's like, what the? But anyway, the graphic style in that was very, very depressing and dark. And the animation was really kind of fluid and, I don't know what the best way to describe it is, but it's unique. I think it's the best way I can describe it. It's unique. What do you got, Zyber?
Now, is this one of those games where it's that clip art style where, like, it's like the motion comic style?
No, I wouldn't put it at that.
All right, because it started to sound the way that you were describing was sounding like another game that I tried probably like a year or two ago. It was like a survival game where it was sort of like a motion comic, and it was a read-through scenario. You like one of those books that we used to get back in the day.
Oh, the Choose Your Own Adventure?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, here's a sneak peek of it, and you can go out there and Google This War of Mine. You'll see it. But that's the art style.
Okay.
It's
that's kind of like the silhouette style I was thinking of.
Yeah, like Limbo. Yeah, that really is.
It's really dark. It's gritty, and it's just overall depressing.
Now, because I came across something interesting just the other day. So I'll tell you why I came up with this next little question. But the question I want you to think about is there a game where you got the graphics and like maybe an older style, slightly different style of graphics would have been a lot better and made the game a lot better? Like, for instance, I got to see some of the screenshots, the prototype screenshots when they were developing Final Fantasy VII. And as we all know, I mean, the CGI was really cool. Like, the cutscenes were really cool. And all, but let's face it, the rest of Final Fantasy VII, the graphics pretty much suck.
Oh, yeah.
But the graphics captures I saw when they first started the project, the sprites and the backgrounds were actually in the style of Final Fantasy VI. And I thought, wow, this may have actually been a much better game.
Yeah, I could believe that, because Final Fantasy VI did have some really it was pretty top notch for the Super Nintendo. I mean, I think it pretty much was probably as far as you could take the Super Nintendo with colors, movement on screen, things of that nature.
So is there any games you guys can think of like that it was like, maybe if you just kind of backed it up or did something a little different, it would have been a lot better? Like, where the choice and style really kind of ruined it for you?
When they remade Police Quest. So they made a game, Police Quest Open Season. I think it was Police Quest 4. And they tried to make everything look more live action or more like realistic. And in doing so, they really killed the frames, or the sprite frames on it. So the sprites looked like they were moving around in 3 frames a second. I really would have liked them to see like that game be put back into the older style, where it was much more pixel art. I think the game would have survived better. What do you got? What do you got, Zyber?
For myself, I would say it would be Final Fantasy 3 DS. I did not like when they went to the 3D model.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I would like to have seen that game get maybe HD sprites, non-3D, and a non-story change.
Oh yeah. So like what they did with Final Fantasy IV, where they did those updated sprites. I think it was on the PSP version.
I got it for the DS when I played the Final Fantasy 3.
No, but you're talking about like with Final Fantasy IV, when they ported it over for the PSP, they updated all of the sprites so that the sprites were HD level sprites. And they changed all the portraits, so instead of the portraits being those really blocky sprites, they actually cleaned them up, smoothed them all out.
Yes, absolutely.
Let me see if I can find a picture of that quick.
Yeah, just and I agree, because like the original Final Fantasy 3 that they remade on the DS was actually literally 3 on the NES, and they didn't feel it was popular or good enough where it would be a success to port it over to the US. But those blocky, like that kind of generic 3D figures, like 3D-ish stuff. No, not like that. The 3D crap that they did with the Final Fantasy 3 on the DS was kind of blocky, polygonal. I thought it looked like garbage.
Yeah, so that one I sent you was actually a remake of Final Fantasy VI's art style. But here is...
Yeah, I like that.
Here's the...
yeah, that's fine.
That's Final Fantasy VI?
That was Final Fantasy VI, and this is actually Final Fantasy...
Which one is 6 in relation to...
3. Final Fantasy 3 that was released in...
On the Super Nintendo US.
Nintendo 3 is Final Fantasy 6. So the one I just sent you, that was the updated
Who are those
sprite
characters?
In Final Fantasy 6, you've got Sabin at the bottom, you've got Locke.
Edge. That's Final Fantasy 2.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, Cecil. That's 4 right there, not 6.
Yeah,
Oh, that's Edge?
definitely.
4 aka 2.
Oh yeah, sorry, that is. You're right. Sorry, I messed that up. Brain fart.
Now, the bottom one I posted, that's the kind of blocky shit they did to 3.
Yeah, and that just was horrid. Like, I understand where they were trying to go. They were trying to bring it into 3 dimensions and really, like, flesh that feel out. And I half like it and I half don't.
Oh, no. Yeah, that is awful. What the fuck? What did they make
And the whole
that
game
for?
is like that. I mean, whether it be you're running around the dungeons,
Yes.
it's ugly. Actually, the
What
fight
did they
scene isn't
remake
as
it
bad. The DS. They took the
that's
Final
not
Fantasy
bad.
3 on the NES. It never came out in the US because it was a Famicom game. And they ported it over for the first time ever to the US on the DS.
But
And
they made it 3D. Okay.
yeah, but the battle scene right there, I think looks like, kind of garbagey. But it's when you're going through the dungeons as a 3D sprite, it looks even worse. I didn't like it at all. I mean, I played through the game, and it's a cool game, but I hated the graphics for it.
Yeah, that's rare, because usually Final Fantasy, Square Enix, they usually have the art direction on point.
Yeah, when I got that game, I did play the original Famicom version of the game, and I rather that old school sprite look over this garbage and like the tweaking of the story. And yeah, no, I don't like when things get messed with that are like nostalgic.
Yeah, nobody does.
It's like when you go to a park and there's this like, statue that's like very historic, and then someone alters the face because they're like, hey, I hate mustaches.
You know what? I wouldn't have minded as much because, there's nostalgia, but I think if they used instead, if they were going to update the graphics, I think if they used like the pixel art, like a Final Fantasy VI just pixel art, they could have done a good job with this game. If they, bringing it from NES style to like more recent,
right.
I think if they pixel arted it, it would have been fantastic.
Wait a second. Who the hell was Luca?
Luca? The sage?
The only person
who died when he died because he got
that
pissed?
was Tella.
Tella, I'm sorry.
So who the hell was
the
Luca?
The only person I remember out of that is Edge.
Yeah, I remember Edge.
I remember Ryda.
I remember
Oh,
Ryda.
you can also rename some of the characters. Somebody just changed the name in that screen capture.
I was going to say, that who the hell was the man in black?
I don't remember any of their outfits.
Yeah, like that
none of their
person.
outfits.
Okay, so look, that person on top with the red hair. Who the hell was that?
Yeah, I have no idea. This was a boss, though, right?
No, these three. Oh no, you're talking about the.
No, those are just regular.
Oh no, so
just regular.
Yeah, so the one with the sisters down there, they were a boss, and I can see Cecil there.
Yep.
There's Yang. There's Tella, but in that first picture that I thought was Final Fantasy VI, which I now realize I'm completely wrong because that is Rydia.
I don't know if it's even. I just know it's not Final Fantasy VI. I don't know if it's anything else.
Oh, yeah,
was this like added content, like extra? Because you know what? Look at the bottom one too. Man in Black.
Oh, you know what? I think that was a shot from the After Years.
The After Years, yes.
Oh, that's why I'm so
because that's ready as an adult. Yes, that's the After Years.
Man. Wow, that was a big old fuck up, wasn't it?
Yeah, I played through After Years. Now that looks, yeah.
Oh man,
is it good?
It was basically like it was Final Fantasy IV plus. It's
it's what happened afterwards. It's with Cecil's kid.
Cecil and Rosa have a child.
I have to be honest. I was never really a big fan of Final Fantasy II or 4, whatever you call it. I always liked 3 better. Or 6.
Oh no, and
yeah, which is my favorite.
Majority of the people,
which I agree.
Yeah, majority of the people go 6, and honestly, like 6 was a superior game. Final Fantasy IV has just got it's got a spot in my heart because it was the first Final Fantasy game that I went through, played through, and beat completely on my own. It was just I felt it was a really really fun game, and the story of sacrifice and redemption and all that stuff out of it that I really dug. But Final Fantasy VI by far is a superior game, both technically as well as like character and story driven wise.
Yeah, well, like the enemies in Final Fantasy III, like you really thought that like all hope was lost at the air or the
after the destruction of the world, the second half of the game.
I don't know what you want to call that, BC and AD of the Final Fantasy.
When Kefka wiped out the world with his weapon,
right, with his Atma weapons or whatever the fuck. Yeah, that was like a really good moment in that game where it was just like, oh man, all hope is fucking lost, And then you slowly build back up your confidence or whatever, and finally, when you do finally verse Kefka's not really that hard, but it's a daunting task, man. And that music that's playing the whole time, you're going up like the Tower of Kefka. That like that shit was nice.
The Tower of Clowny Douche.
What do you got?
Yeah, that's another thing. He's a jester,
What do you got, Zyber?
Yeah, for myself, it was Final Fantasy V. I loved like how you're walking around with a guy that like pretty damn near destroyed the world, then like starts getting his memories back, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, I can cast Meteor.
5 was a good game. I liked it.
Play through 5. I had it and I played a little bit of it, but I had it for the PlayStation. I think it was it Anthology?
Yeah, because it was not originally released in the US. It was one of the Super Nintendo games that got skipped. It was on the Super Famicom, not here. That's why you probably don't know of it, article. But they re-released it on like the
PlayStation.
they re-released it on the PlayStation and also the Game Boy Advance as well.
Yep,
so,
and the first place I played it was the GBA.
Yep. Which they redid 1 and 2 as Dawn of Souls. Skipped 3, they did 4, 5, and 6 on the GBA, which were pretty good. I have them all.
Alrighty, well, let's shift gears over here. Let's see if we have any questions. And no. Nope, we actually...
Oh my goodness.
No.
Mystic Quest. You guys remember that
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Yeah, on the Super Nintendo. You know, it's meant to be like... It was kind of an insult to intelligence, because it was Japan's way. Is like, let's make it easy to get stupid Americans into RPGs. It's meant to be kind of an introductory, kind of get more people into it.
Yeah.
So it was stupidly easy, like too easy, but at the same time it was kind of fun, and it was pretty neat. Like, it was fun, but too easy.
Yeah,
they found their demographic.
That game reminded me so much of Final Fantasy. I think it was Final Fantasy Legends for the Game Boy.
Yeah, it actually
Adventure.
falls into the Legends Trinity, which goes into the Saga series.
Well, actually, Final Fantasy Legends, Cecil, unlike the Final Fantasy... Final Fantasy Adventure, unlike the Legends, which was a little bizarre, a little different. But Final Fantasy Adventure is actually part of the Secret of Mana series.
Huh. That I didn't know.
Little tidbit, yep.
Wait, the Final Fantasy... Oh.
They renamed it because it was like, oh, Americans know that. They'll love this if we just name it Final Fantasy something. And then the Final Fantasy Legend games, there was 3 of them on the Game Boy. They kind of went off on a where you could get monsters and you could power them up, or you could also F them over and drop them down by weakening them if you eat the wrong thing, feed them the wrong meat.
But also the Legends games fall into the Saga series.
Yes, they do, correct, and they fell into the Saga rather than... They too were also one that was named, a Final Fantasy, because Americans know this, they'll love it. So we were duped into thinking those were actually Final Fantasy games.
And the Saga series is pretty solid, in my opinion.
It is. It's not a bad series. They thought we'd recognize Final Fantasy and it would sell better.
I did not like Saga Frontier. I wanted to so bad, and I just did not like that game.
Found it a little confusing, to be honest.
It was jumping around more than that show Lost did, and it just drove me absolutely nuts.
I didn't mind it. I liked playing all the characters, and then not being able to progress until you play the character conjoining to where that one dropped out, and eventually you got to, oh hey, this is how everybody met. Awesome. Now we can proceed.
They did do a better job of introducing all those characters than Octopath Traveler, that's for sure. Unfortunately. I mean, I like the game, but it has some cool storyline. But like I said before, how they all meet up, it's just kind of like the bad DM, you're all at a tavern type deal. Oh, I'll join you. Oh, sure, that sounds great. I can trust you. It's kind of cheesy, but...
Well, on that note, D, where can people find you at, man?
Well, people can find me on my website, MicroBrew Gamerz with a Z instead of an S.com. Also, same thing for my YouTube channel, MicroBrew Gamerz. Same thing for Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. I've got my own Discord channel. And I'm also usually haunting, of course, most often G.N.A's Discord, along with Yeah Dude Gamerz. Also, Josh of All Trades I like to be on. And there's a few others I've been peeking in. 3-player co-op, of course. And I also like to, peek on the Metal Jesus Rocks, Woods Beat 'em Ups, and some other ones.
Nice. Where can people find you at, Article?
I am right here at ThisIsArticle on Discord. On Xbox Live, Outstanding CF2. And on Instagram as I Got Cronies. Also, probably in the bathroom a lot.
Probably because he's got the cronies.
Just check that. Truck stop, glory hole.
What about you, Zyberblood?
Yeah,
Where can people find you at, man?
Well, you can find me in Cecil's bathroom.
No glory hole needed.
Exactly, no glory hole needed. But no, seriously, you can find me at Zyber Games on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. To find my links, just go to @ZyberGames or @Zyberblood on Twitter and follow the pinned tweets.
Nice. And I'm Cecil Xavier, your host. You can find me on Cecil vs. Games on Twitter and Cecil Xavier everywhere else. Ustream, Facebook, Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, pretty much everywhere. I'm also tooling around the G.N.A Discord, TPC's Discord, Yeah Dude Gamerz. Yeah, I'm all over the place there as well. shit, if I'm not someplace, let me know. I'll jump in there too, because I'm always about annoying people. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Reviews on your favorite podcast application help people find the show. So if you enjoy listening to us, tell people about us. Help us out. My brain just melted. I'm not even drunk, and I just forgot the entire closing.
Something about Humble Bundle.
Oh, yeah. Something humble, something.
There's a place you can buy games from.
Oh, there you go. Article.
I can take it from here if you want.
Article's on a roll. Tell us about it.
I don't really. I've never used it, so I don't really want to try and talk about it.
D, take us away. For the love of God, help us.
All right, we have bundled. Damn it. We have partnered with Humble Bundle. This is a train wreck. Okay, Humble Bundle is a game purchasing service that we, G.N.A, are partnered with. You purchase games like you normally would, but with a twist. With a twist! You choose what part goes to the publisher, to Humble Bundle, or to charity. You can give it all to charity if you want, or none of it. It's your call. We don't want any of it, because we'll just put it right back into it. We want you guys to just support those charities, and just throw that !partner equals G.N.A podcast at the end of every Humble Bundle leak before you buy to let them know that we sent you that way. That, of course, allows them to give us more to give out to you guys. So far, this month, we have raised $16.64 for charity through our partnership with the Humble Bundle.
Rock on. Thank you, D. I was completely brain blitzing.
Yep.
Yeah, so all the stuff I was supposed to say a second ago, we're on different podcasting applications like iTunes, Google Play Music, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Spreaker, Player FM, and Spotify. So go check us out there.
Your Listen.
Your Listen. Probably forgot them too. If you like anime, come hang out with us for Anime Night every Sunday starting at 19:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're currently watching through The Fighting Spirit. It's one of my favorites. It's actually an anime about boxing, but the cool part about it is that it's not, it's still got those anime elements to it, but it doesn't have a lot of those anime tropes in it. So that's why I dig it.
And we are at episode 23 right now.
Holy crap, episode 23. Jesus. Man, they just fly right by, too, because they're really not that long of episodes. Do you like horror movies? Because we do. Join us for Horror Movie Night over on Rabbit, same place we do Anime Night. Actually, I can't even give you the link now because the whole thing has changed, so it's not even the G.N.A podcast. It's like a weird link that has to go in. So you got to join us in our Discord chat to get that link, or we'll start punting it out on social media and stuff like that. You can find us there by just searching at G.N.A podcast on both Twitter and Facebook. What else? Horror Movie Night, second Saturday. We do Game Show Night first Saturdays, so join us there. We're over there on Mixer at G.N.A podcast. We give away Steam codes if people show up and actually don't have to win right now. You just gotta show up and play. Probably give you a Steam code. I gotta go give Chez a Steam code from last time. I don't think I still have. Last but not least, check us out at www.gnapodcast.com. We have pictures and stuff up there. The entire podcast is housed there. So yeah, check it out. We're going to be doing something else with that someday. Who knows when? Someday, though. It'll happen. Even if it's just like we delete everything and put up an under construction page. At least it'll look different. Well, thank you guys for joining me. I forgot.
We want to thank Morgan BS Photography for our new logo and artwork. Check him out at morganbs.com.
Oh, good call.
Email us at GNApodcast at GNAinyourdNA.1 with questions, comments, or death threats. We love to hear from you.
Good call. Good call.
I feel like that's just calling for a whole lot of bad shit.
Yeah.
We want the bad shit, though. That's entertaining, man.
If you're that African prince or Middle Asian prince that says we have money,
yeah, you got to come on the show for us to claim it.
Yeah, you have to come on the show.
Oh, they don't like dick pics, though. You get radio silence. Don't send them dick pics.
Or if you're that person that says that you have our sex videos of us masturbating, come on the show. Talk about it.
Oh yeah. That's
give us some pointers.
You're a whore.
Yeah, that's an image you got to get out of your head. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. Have a good night, guys.
You too,
well, brother. Have a good night.